I woke up to a miracle today. Triggers play as I find my way. No judgment to lead astray. In this peaceful state I'll stay.
Welcome back, everyone, to our deep dive. Today we're jumping into lesson 206. And this one's a review of lesson 186. Salvation of the world depends on me.
Yeah, that's a line that can really land with some weight, can it?
It definitely can. It's one of those that might feel, I don't know, a bit intense or maybe profoundly freeing, just depending on where you are with it all.
Exactly. And that's kind of the point with the course, isn't it? Each lesson just meets you right where you are, whether it's your first time through or you're revisiting. We're really just here to, walk alongside you with this stuff.
And as we go through this today, if anything comes up for you, maybe a question, maybe some resistance, or, hey, even a moment of clarity or confusion, please do share it. Just drop us an email at acim@theworldharmonyproject.org. Seriously, your thoughts help shape these talks.
Totally. And actually, speaking of listener input, we have a really great question later on. It's funny. It's very honest, and actually, it digs quite a bit deeper than you might think at first glance.
Oh, I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah, we'll get to that after we really sit with the review idea for lesson 206 itself.
Okay, great. So let's start with the core lines for today's lesson. The main affirmation: I am not a body. I am free, for I am still as God created me.
And then the review idea, pulling from lesson 186, which expands on that. 186, salvation of the world depends on me.
Right.
I am entrusted with the gifts of God because I am his son, and I would give his gifts where he intended them to be. The first time I really sat with salvation of the world depends on me, my gut reaction was honestly kind of a mix, part awe, part just sheer panic.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I distinctly remember thinking, oh, great, fantastic. So I'm the world's hope, no pressure there. It felt like this massive, impossible burden was just dropped onto my shoulders.
I totally get that. It can feel like the course is suddenly handing you this, invisible superhero cape, but there's no applause section, no public recognition. It's all internal, this massive call, and that can feel really unsettling, can't it? Especially when we're so used to thinking our impact has to be, seen. It's like, okay, sure, I'm going to save the world, but what does that actually look like when I'm just trying to get through my emails on a Tuesday?
And that's exactly where the understanding started to shift for me this time looking at it.
Yeah.
It clicked that it isn't about doing more in that conventional sense.
Yeah.
More busyness, trying harder, projecting some perfect spiritual image.
Right.
The salvation talks about rest on something else entirely. It really just hinges on your willingness to let your mind be used for a different purpose.
And what's really interesting there is what we're actually asked to let go of. The letting go is about the identity that forgets its love. That's the core issue.
Yeah.
When we buy into the idea that we're separate or small or flawed, that's where salvation seems to get, delayed. The Course says, I am entrusted with the gifts of God. I think that word entrusted is key here. It tells you salvation isn't something you have to earn, like getting good grades or something. It's something you already carry. It's yours. It's inherent. It's always been there. The only real choice is, are you going to extend it? Or are you going to hold on to it, keep it hidden? It's about recognizing you already have the treasure.
Oh, I can definitely relate to holding those gifts back so many times. It happens so easily when you get caught up in the little stuff.
Well, maybe someone's rude to you, or you get stuck in traffic, or just that wave of self-doubt about something you're doing hits you. And in those moments, it's so easy to slip back into believing, oh, I'm just this person trying to get by, fighting my little battles.
Isolated.
Exactly. Isolated and kind of small. And that whole feeling just completely contradicts the identity the Course keeps pointing us towards. You forget you're carrying universal peace inside you.
And that's such an important point because none of that everyday stuff, the perceived mistakes, the moments where you forget, none of it makes you unworthy. You don't need some kind of perfect track record to be helpful, to be a channel for this stuff.
Right.
All it asks for is willingness. Just willingness. The Course isn't trying to shape us into these, flawless personalities. That's not the goal. It defines us as perfect extensions.
Extension.
Yeah, like pure channels for peace, for love, for freedom. It's saying that's our actual nature, and it just flows through when we allow it, when we get out of the way a bit.
And when you really let that sink in, when you start to live from that space, even just moments of it, it kind of changes everything, doesn't it? The laundry still needs doing, the emails are still there, but it all feels different. It has this underlying meaning, not because the world outside changed, but because you remembered. You remembered what you actually here for. It makes the ordinary feel kind of sacred.
And actually, that connects perfectly to this listener question we got.
Yeah.
It really taps into this whole idea of bringing your real self to this path.
Okay, let's hear it.
All right, so the listener asks, can I still be sarcastic and human and weird and still be the salvation of the world? Or do I have to change?
Oh, I love that question.
Isn't it great?
Yeah, because it hits on that common fear, doesn't it? That maybe the Course wants us to become these sort of floating, serene beings with no opinions, no quirks, no edge. Like, you have to erase your unique humanity to be holy. But that's just not what the Course is saying at all, is it?
Not at all. There's absolutely zero requirement to stop being weird or sarcastic or whatever your particular flavor of human is. The Course isn't asking you to change your personality.
Yeah.
The only thing it ever asks us to relinquish is the belief that we're separate from love. That's the core illusion to undo.
Right.
Your weirdness or your sarcasm. That's not the issue. The issue is only ever believing those things somehow cut you off from your real nature or from connecting genuinely with others.
Yeah, I mean, think about figures like Jesus in the stories we have. He wasn't exactly portrayed as neutral or bland, was he?
Definitely not.
He was bold, sometimes really provocative, at a definite edge, flipping tables when needed, challenging the status quo, saying things that made people uncomfortable. The point the Course comes back to again and again is the source. Where is the action coming from? Is it coming from love? Or is it coming from fear, from that sense of separation? If even your sarcasm, let's say, comes from a place of underlying love, maybe wanting to connect through humor, then it's just part of how you express your holiness.
That's such a key distinction. And there's a nuance there, too. While your basic personality doesn't need an overhaul, what often happens naturally as your mind starts remembering who you are is that those very traits might begin to shift in their expression.
How do you mean?
Well, like the sarcasm example. Maybe it starts coming from a gentler place. It might become more playful, less like an attack or a defense mechanism tied to the ego.
Ah, okay.
It could become a way to point out absurdity with affection, maybe, or bond through shared observation, instead of being used to create distance or feel superior. So it's more about the intention behind the expression changing, not necessarily stamping out the expression itself.
Got it. So the fundamental shift is more about stopping the forgetting.
Yes, stopping the forgetting of your holiness.
Right. Remembering that divine spark is always there. And then from that place, just starting to offer that remembered holiness, that peace, that love to everyone, but doing it in your own unique, honest, wonderfully weird human way.
It's about bringing your whole self, not some edited version, to this process of salvation.
Well, that feels like a good place to pause. Thank you so much for being here with us. And honestly, thank you for your willingness, however it shows up for you, in your own authentic way to carry these gifts out into the world. It's a big undertaking, this journey.